Right, OPP, other people's problems. Avery called a second ago, said she doesn't know if she should go ahead and tell her ex-boyfriend that she now wants to get back together with, that the reason she broke up with him right before spring break was just so that she can go ahead and hook up with other dudes, when she kind of alluded that it was just because they had differences in the relationship. Now she wants to get back. Should she tell him that the real reason they broke up was so she can get her swerve on spring break?
And so the argument I was making, Scotty, was it wasn't that if it was cheating or not. I was just saying we're never going to get a phone call that says, well, yeah, lie to your significant other. Don't tell them the truth. But I think for you to say, hey, you don't need to tell them the real reason, is you have to think that she wasn't actually lying. That technically she did want different things. He wanted to be in a relationship. She wanted to hook up during spring break.
Sure, yeah. I don't think that the question really is, does she owe him that part of the truth? And that's what we're trying to find out. Or can she just leave it as, hey, I thought I wanted to break up. And that wasn't the case. She'd be lying
if it's not the real reason. And no, I don't think anyone's going to say lie to your significant other.
Aaron,
right? We'll find out.
Good morning, Aaron and Garland.
Good morning.
What do you think? You think she should tell him that they broke up because she was, a little curious?
I think she should. And I'm still kind of old-fashioned in some ways. I do still think honesty is the best policy. And there are ways to achieve a common ground, and like lying is not one of them. And that by that point, it kind of becomes like a game, like you're playing with the guy. And I don't think that's right for anybody to do. So it's like, I think it's normal in a relationship to want like something else. Like if you've been in a relationship for a while, to want something different. And I think that's achievable.
It's like the ultimate FOMO.
Board, but you have to be open about it.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you so much for calling. It is. So that, I think that comes down to the basis. It's the communication. Anita is in Dallas. Good morning, Anita.
Yes, good morning.
So what do you think? You think she should go ahead and tell him that the real reason they broke up was, well, listen, she just want to try out some of these Cabo guys?
I think it could really go either way. I think if she really wants to be with him, then she needs to tell him, because that may be the reason he doesn't really want to be with her. Or who knows, maybe he's hooking up with people too while they were,
He's like, me too. I did that too.
I needed that week off too.
Yeah. We all
both
went a little crazy
page.
on spring break. By the way, your friend Stephanie?
And if she wants to hook up with other guys, does she really want to be with him? I mean, what happens next spring break?
That's a different question, though, because she could want. She could actually want to hook up with people and got her last hurrah. And then feels better about going back to the relationship. I do think people do need that sometimes. I don't necessarily know. I never needed that in my life.
I don't know.
I do think people might need that.
I don't know her age, but if you're going to hook up on spring break, wherever, for the most part, probably a little bit on the younger side, things to experience. So I think there is a factor that maybe she did just want to go, do her thing for a minute.
And there's this weird straw that broke the camel's back cliche line. It could be one hookup that makes you realize, okay, that was the last one I ever needed. It really was. And people really do have those moments where it's clear. And so she could have went on spring break and been like, okay, it's clear. I am done with this life. And now I realize who the one was.
Yeah.
I think
seems like the consensus is
far-fetched.
Have the open conversation. And if he doesn't like it, he doesn't like it. It wasn't you. And then you're going to have to move on.